Okay, so with this expected rally into 2023, 24, 25, I want to touch base in if this translates into the crypto market. We kind of stayed away from it a while, mostly just because it's been kind of stagnant. Nothing's really happened. But we recently just had the FTX fiasco.
Yes.
Bitcoin has broken below $20,000 pretty empathetically. So do cryptos bounce with stocks in 2023, or are they just taking a tumble right now?
Do cryptos bounce with stocks in 2023? My belief is yes. And I think that they will actually produce potentially better returns than stocks in 2023, despite the recent fiasco. So I think one thing we have to understand is that the FTX fiasco feels like the end of the world today for crypto believers, for crypto investors, for crypto watchers. But so did Terra 5 months ago. And when Terra hit, it felt like the end of the world. People were screaming. People were calling this the end. And within 2 or 3 months, actually like within 30 days, the world forgot about it and moved on to the next thing. That's how these things work. That crises happen and then the world moves on. The world keeps spinning. The sun rises, sun sets, tide comes in, tide goes out. The world keeps on living. And that's what's going to happen with cryptos, that over the next month, we're going to talk about it. And then by December, we'll forget about it. And then by January, February, cryptos are going to be driven by the macro action. If the Fed pivots dovish, if inflation crashes, if yields crash, cryptos are going to rally regardless of what FTX did today or FTX did last week or FTX didn't do last week. That's the reality of the situation. What is going to drive cryptos is the macroeconomics I just talked about. So if those macroeconomics do indeed improve in the way that I'm expecting them to, rising inflation turns into falling inflation. Aggressive Fed turns into dovish Fed. Rising yields turn into falling yields. Profit margins, collapsing profit margins turn into expanding profit margins. If all those things happen, then cryptos are going to rally in 2023. And if there's one thing we know about cryptos, it's that when they rally, they rally. They don't rally, they rally. They go bananas. They go nutso. They go parabolic. And I think that's what's going to happen. A lot of people out there are saying, okay, but trust is broken, Luke. Trust is broken. Trust is broken. I agree with you. Trust is broken. But you want to know what's a more powerful emotion than trust? Greed. And people know, they recognize that you can make money in cryptos. They've seen it before in previous boom cycles. In the 2010s, the quickest way to make a ton of money was to invest in cryptos at the right time. That's just a fact. QED, done, end of story, full stop. The quickest way to make money in the 2010s was to invest in cryptos at the right time. People know that. They understand that. They're waiting for the next boom cycle. As soon as they see a boom cycle get started, man, greed is going to overwhelm, and they're going to get in. I read an analogy once. I didn't read it. I was actually out to dinner with a friend, and he told me this. And I kind of agree with it. He's not a big crypto believer. I am a big crypto believer. I do believe in the blockchain. I do believe in cryptos to do good for our society and generate a lot of economic value in the long term. But what he said, which kind of gave me faith in saying, you know what, there's definitely a boom cycle coming, is that at the very worst, assume no blockchain project works. Assume cryptos are forever a complete scam. Assume all of this is a joke. At the very worst, cryptos will still boom once every few years because they're just a better version of online gambling. And slots have not gone away. Vegas is still a massive thing. Atlantic City is still a massive thing. Macau is still a massive thing. People are greedy. If they have an opportunity to make money, they're going to capitalize on that opportunity to make money. So in the worst case scenario, to me, which I think is totally unlikely, but even in the worst case scenario, cryptos still have a massive boom cycle every few years because somebody turns on the money printer, somebody turns on the greed, somebody turns on the risk sentiment, and boom, everybody rushes in there to become a millionaire overnight or a millionaire in a couple months or a millionaire in a couple quarters, whatever it may be. That is the worst case outlook for cryptos and Bitcoin. Your cat's out of the bag. You're not putting it back in. All these people saying Bitcoin's going to zero, complete nonsense because casinos are still around. If anything, in the worst case scenario, cryptocurrencies stick around as online gambling and bankrupt Vegas. That's honestly what happens. Seriously. So I think that gives me confidence in a boom cycle coming in 2023. But beyond that, that's not what I believe. I don't believe that's what's going to happen. I do believe that cryptocurrencies do have a fundamental value, that they are the key technological paradigm to building freer, fairer, faster ecosystems, processes, products, services. So I do think that the boom cycle that's coming in 2023 will last for a few years. It'll extend into the halvening in 2024. And that from where Bitcoin is today, I think we're close to a bottom right here around $15,000, $16,000. I think that $100,000 is very reachable within, 12 to 24 months. So I think cryptos do join the massive everything rally in 2023. And I think they could be actually some of the biggest winners in 2023 alongside hypergrowth tech stocks. So I think that now is probably a really good time to, if you haven't thought about it, at least start thinking about buying the dip in crypto. And if you are in crypto, now is a good time to stay the course and maybe even add a little bit. I am bullish on cryptos in 2023.
Thanks for watching HGI Clips. For the full episode, head on over to our sister channel at Hypergrowth Investing by clicking the link in the description, or listen to the podcast on any of your favorite streaming platforms. We make new episodes every Wednesday, so make sure to check it out and subscribe to never miss any of Luke's hypergrowth insights.